Alright people, I hope you are all doing well and dandy on this great day. There has been a couple of interesting developments and one rumor that I want to discuss with you today because they represent big changes to the stock market in general and will definitely have an effect on GME and AMC price actions. First and foremost, the DTCC is going to be having a liquidity test tomorrow on May 13th. What this is a simple test done to measure the liquidity in the overall market. This is done, I think, as a way to get a feel for the overall stock market before some of the proposals start being passed and get implemented. Someone made a good point, saying it was interesting that they would be doing a liquidity test literally a month after their last one when in general the DTCC only does an annual test. In my opinion, this goes to show that the proposals taking place are literally aimed to combat much of the mess and damage that hedge funds have created, in particular with GameStop, AMC and other meme stocks. And talking about the market in general as a whole, stocks declined today yet again following a massive sell-off. It appears that the recovery from yesterday's dip isn't going to be in V-type of recover, but more akin to a Nike logo sign, where we ascend in a more slow and controlled manner instead of bouncing up immediately to where we were. The reason for this latest sell-off is we are experiencing an accelerated inflation at its fastest pace since 2008. The Consumer Price Index has spiked to 4.2% from a year ago, whereas the Dow Jones estimate increased at a mere 3.6%. I believe the expected monthly gain was around 0.2% instead of the actual 0.8% growth we have seen month to month, representing a growth quadrupling estimations. This is one of the reasons why the stock market has been in shambles lately and why we are bound to experience another shakeoff. However, and this is where we apes shine, these circumstances will only pave the way for AMC and GME. Both these stocks have not only defied a bad regressive market, but have actually managed to climb up and consolidate in these testing times. Yesterday we talked about how GME and AMC will become hedge positions not only for retail investors, but for big institutions as well. In fact, the number of total institutional ownership actually grew today yet again. In a bad market, institutions as well as investors tend to seek stocks that move against the current. They look for defense alternatives, and what better stock is out there that keeps on growing day by day with a consistent buy order flow than GME and AMC. I have already been witness to conversations of even the most risk-averse type of traders slowly start taking consideration of AMC and GME as a hedge plays because of their increasingly defiant nature to contradict market manipulation and bad market conditions. When I tell you to buy the dips people. The ape community is about to grow exponentially, and especially now that shareholders are taking the campaign to heart and funding airplane banners and signs on top of the large social media campaigns we have. If this isn't enough to get you jacked up, let me remind you that this week the SROCC 2021-004 is due to finalize. A quick breakdown for the uninitiated. What this proposal does is it eases off some of the required qualifications for member and non-members of SAINT OCC 20201-004 to be able to buy the assets of a defaulting member when they are sold out at an auction to pay off their debt and loans. In simple banana terms, hedge funds will eventually default on payments, so their assets will be sold off to pay for their debt of shorts in GME and AMC, which will cause the squeeze to the moon. This makes it easier for the members buying those assets, guaranteeing the squeeze to be a faster and smoother process. Now, though the rule change is set to take effect on May 15th, it doesn't mean it can't get delayed. If it is indeed pushed back, much like we already saw with SROCC 2021, 003 and 002, the delay will be set to 90 days. Take note that even if delayed, you shouldn't get all bearish. You have to change your own perspective on seeing things. This will be more of an opportunity for you to start grabbing even more shares. It will also give the ape community more time to grow and for hedge funds to print more naked shares, which will indeed make the squeeze even bigger. The more delayed it gets, the more you will benefit, regardless if you buy or not, because others will be taking advantage, and I am one of them. This is why you should set some type of logical plan to keep buying consistently on dips. Last thing I want to briefly talk about comes from a post on Reddit by a Lord Bergamot. He claims to be a lawyer working at Wall Street. He says that he has contacts with an SEC lawyer in New York City that told him that there is a growing investigation into short trading activity, and it is relating to clearing trades and market maker activities. He claims this contact did not give him the particular name of the institutions that are currently being investigated, but that they are the usual suspects shorting GME and AMC, so Citadel and Melvin. He also claims that the investigation is looking at more than fines and that these hedge funds are going to be, and I quote, in a world of hurt. I cannot confirm the validity of this information nor the credentials of this Lord Bergamot. It could be someone trying to get some karma points on Reddit for all I know, but if true, this is going to be huge. I thought I would share this with you guys because I found it a little exciting and promising, but do temper your expectations. This could all be a farce from some basement dweller looking for 5 minutes of attention. Now we need to talk about today's price performance for both of these stocks because there is a lot to unpack there. As usual, I want to disclose that all analysis is made by me and I am not a financial advisor. All the content we are about to talk about is solely my opinion based on my own experience and using my own set of tools and studies. Remember also that hedge funds are operating under extremely different circumstances and their behavior and decision-making is in my opinion becoming more erratic and desperate, which drives me to remind you the following. There has been a quick and surprising growth on the amount of bots and accounts trying to spread fear or get you to invest in other securities other than AMC and GME. This is done to create confusion and prevent newer investors from joining in our ranks. To be plain and simple, you cannot longer remain on the sidelines anymore. It is more important than ever that you engage in content you find useful and resourceful through even the smallest actions such as liking a video or commenting below. Ask questions, give constructive feedback, hype up others, share the videos or posts. If you do not want to do any of that, at least drop a like on content you agree with because here is what is happening when you don't. The amount of space is going to be filled with bots and accounts spreading disinformation to get the squeeze to be delayed even further. They want you to feel alone and grow mistrust and get you bored of the stock. By you taking action, we can fill up the available public space and encourage new investors to partake with us in our ever-growing community. Hedge funds will do anything they can to stop the growth, and if you are a shareholder of either of these stocks we talk about, it is your responsibility to make sure these bots don't deter newer investors and are able to delay further the squeeze and gains of your own investment. Like I said, a like is good if you really are time pressed. If not, share the video or drop a comment, engage with others. There are so many people that watch my videos but I typically see the same people always interacting. I want to get to know more about my own audience. With that being said, let's finally begin talking about the performance we saw today. AMC began trading with a really good gap up reaching 10.30 in the pre-market, which was the price I said we were bound to reach in yesterday's update video. After that it started selling off but not by much, which didn't alarm me in the least bit. In fact, if you pay close attention, even in the dip, the price's action remained close to the VWAP, signifying strength. Upon market opening, AMC didn't hold back at all. It constantly moves up, at one point surging to 10.55 in 5 minutes. That was super impressive to watch and I knew at that point this stock was not going to be held back today even through naked shorting. After that dip, the stock started moving up consistently but slowly, adding a ton of support on the way up. It consolidated a lot on the VWAP line, mostly above it, which will be crucial for the stock as it fights to maintain supremacy and continuation above the $10 price mark. The stock was in an ascending triangle and the pressure mounting up was going to have it run around 45 cents after it blew past 10.55, so in essence it was going to most likely run to $11. After it reached a bit over 10.60, the stock vertically dipped, implying hedge funds wanted to prevent that small squeeze up. We got shorted down to around 10.33 before a bounce up to retest 10.56. Then we were shorted again and consolidated between the prices of 10.23 and 10.32, which is around the VWAP line. Due to the nature of the stock momentum and the overall performance not only of today but throughout the entire week, I estimate AMC to run up in the pre-market again tomorrow, this time reaching 10.40 very comfortably without a fight. I can see another potential squeeze up to 10.56 in the pre-market, though it will need to have a ton of bullish buy volume, so I am not sure we will get there in the pre-market, but it is certainly a very real possibility. For now, I am settled on 10.40 like I said. Looking at the chart you will see strong support lines colored in yellow lines. That is what AMC did today, we ran up but built a ton of support. However, 10.25, 10.20 and 10.15 hold the biggest support. Remember how hedge funds were dipping the price every 5 cents a little while back? Now we have turned their own strategy against them by building support every 5 cents. I just love to see this type of payback. AMC will be interesting to see how we end up Friday as that is when hedge funds can get in real trouble due to expiring option calls. Now, GameStop traded as I expected, which was sideways for most of the day. We began pre-market at around 146 and though we dipped a bit as we closed to a market opening, GME still came back up. Upon opening, GME experienced a small dip before bounding up. It started trading sideways again, consolidating around the VWAP line much like AMC. It actually started making some lower highs, indicating to me we were in a descending triangle, but at the last minute it broke off that pattern and GME rose high and above, reaching 150.51. It retraced a bit and started building some momentum to retest that high before it was shorted to 144. It consolidated around that price and close at 144.79 right below the VWAP. We built a ton of support at 143 and 144, and have some serious resistance at 148. Like I said, GME is trading sideways and has built a ton of support levels in these areas. I expect pre-market tomorrow to trade around the range of 144 to 145, though I think there is a possibility of it breaking that support and dipping down to 142 at some point. Either way, the fact we ended so close to VWAP gives me confidence that the stock is just too hard for hedge funds to manipulate. Keep holding and buying more of it. The best time to buy AMC and GME remain to be around 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., with the last hour of trading also providing a good opportunity to take advantage on stock weakness. Let me know in the comments section, do you guys still go to the movies at AMC or ship at GameStop? Or are you guys simply fans of the company or stock but don't really interact with their business? I am curious to see the answers. Thank you for making it to the end of my video. I really appreciate you if you made it all the way here. Please do consider pledging support to my Patreon. This money goes to support the channel and now to show our resolve by financing airplane banners. I really want to start spreading the word out and grow this community. Any amount you can pledge helps, so please don't shy away from it. The link is provided to you in the description below. Let me know what you think of the video. I am super excited about tomorrow, so I hope to see you here with me in the trenches again. Enjoy the rest of your day and I will see you tomorrow at the moon.